and 30 Club, Who Dat Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Who Dat Chat. I'm Mr. Saint 12 and 5. This is the 30 and 30 Club, and today we're going to discuss a few different things. One, where have I been? Two, what's going on, Olave? Yes, of course. Welcome everybody in. Where I've been, what's the course of this channel going to be right now? And then we have a lot to discuss with the New Orleans Saints. But let's get going and saying hi to everybody in chat. Olave, welcome back to the 30 and 30 Club. Welcome back to the live streams again. I don't know if we're going to be back on a week-to-week basis and a every weekend basis, but as of right now, we are back tonight. So let's get going and on discussing a few things. One, where have I been? If I'm going to be completely honest, I've been dealing with some personal issues. I don't know, went through a breakup a couple months ago. Kind of affected me. I'm not going to get too into the details of that, but that's it. That is what it is. Whatever. Is that a Rattler jersey? It is. I said screw it. I'm going to wear the Rattler jersey on stream tonight. I thought it'd be a little bit of a funny look for me for tonight. But yeah, as I was saying, went through some personal issues dealing with that. I think I'm getting better with it right now. But I do apologize for my hiatus, but I am glad to be back as always, live on YouTube. Just gotta check out one thing. Just want to make sure I sound good. Do I gotta turn up the mic a little bit? Hello. I don't know, maybe if you start talking closer to the mic, Jaden. Let me turn... Hello. Does that sound good? I don't want to be, like, obnoxiously loud, but I also don't want to be quiet as all hell. Okay, we don't need to listen to me on an echo. How does that sound? Good? We good? Yeah? Okay, cool. And then, yes, as we've been on hiatus for a couple months. Thank you, Olave. But yeah, as we've been on hiatus for a couple months, obviously, there's a few things that I have missed in the realm of football. Obviously, the last time we were really on a true live stream talking about football, it was Super Bowl, ranting about Mickey Loomis. But obviously now we've hit free agency, we've hit the NFL draft, and obviously the biggest course of news when it comes to the New Orleans Saints, obviously, in this offseason was Derek Carr's retirement. I mean, obviously, I have mixed feelings about it. Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all human beings, and this is just a job they do, and this is how they make their livelihood. It is a children's game that they are playing to make a shit ton of money. But obviously, I'd never want to see anybody get hurt. Obviously, Carr just felt that he did not want to go through with surgery, so instead he opted to retire, which will help the Saints with about a $30 million in cap space. I believe Carr will make about $10 million this year off his roster bonus back in March. And then obviously we got a few free agent acquisitions. Derek Carr retiring was a miracle. Yeah. But obviously in a fan's perspective, obviously I am going to say I was extremely happy when Derek Carr decided he was going to retire. It is what's best probably not only for him, but for the team. It did not seem like he was a good fit in New Orleans, and it also did not seem like he was there for the community of New Orleans. He was there to grab a paycheck, and quite possibly, ever since Breeze, probably one of the worst QB decisions we've made. Like, yeah, we had Andy Dalton, we had Jameis Winston, Trevor Siemian started a game, Taysom Hill has started a game, even Ian Book started a game. But nothing was like the deal that we gave to Derek Carr. 4 years, $150 million. He did not do anything of note for us. Like, I don't know. I guess the biggest, I guess the biggest thing I'll remember about Derek Carr's time in New Orleans was just the injury problems he had. Like, I think he never completed a whole season with us. Or he did, but he was injured in a few games. Cap space, an open spot to draft a new QB. He was there, so we could say we have a QB. Basically, yeah. And obviously now we got a three-way QB battle between Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler, and newly drafted quarterback in the second round with the 40th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints drafted. Not Shedeur Sanders, not Cam Ward, not Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, not even Jalen Milroe. No, it was Louisville's eldest elder in the QB room, 25-year-old Tyler Shuck, soon to be 26 this September. I was not thrilled with this pick. I felt like when we went and got Calvin Banks with the 10th or with the 9th overall pick, I felt like, okay, so we got an offensive lineman. I was almost certain Shedeur was gonna fall to the Steelers. And when the Steelers did not draft Shedeur Sanders in the late round of the first round, honestly, I hope Spencer can develop and has a good career. Only time will tell with that. But yeah, no. When I was watching the draft, and when we got to the 40th overall pick, I was like, okay, now we're gonna take Shedeur. And then we went and drafted Tyler Shuck, and I'm like, I really didn't. Obviously, I know what he could be, and I've seen the film, but there's a few factors when it comes to Tyler Shuck that I'm not completely on board with. Number one, being his age. He's 25. He will be 26 by the time September rolls around. He's had two major injuries in college, which allowed him to not finish his season. Like, he spent 7 years in college. He went to Oregon, Texas Tech, and Louisville. He spent so much time in college playing college football that he was Justin Herbert's backup at Oregon. Justin Herbert's going into his 6th season in the NFL. Yeah, Justin Herbert's going into his 6th season in the NFL. Justin Herbert's already got a new contract. Justin Herbert's not on his rookie contract. By the time Tyler Shuck would be done with his rookie contract, he will already be 30. And then obviously on top of that, the two major injuries, one being to his collarbone, and I'm pretty sure the other one was some type of leg injury. I think he broke his leg, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he spent 7 years in college. He spent 7 years on 3 separate collegiate teams. I'm not completely ruling out Tyler Shuck as being the starting quarterback of the Saints. Obviously, you draft him in the second round. You don't know what Carr's situation is at the time, but you draft him in the second round. And if Carr couldn't go this year, then you were just obviously going to see what you have in Shuck. I didn't see much with Rattler last year. Obviously, neither Rattler or Jake Haener, whenever they started a game, did not win a single one of their starts. This is telling me that we should have just drafted anyone else. Time will tell with that. Obviously, you drafting and scouting players in the NFL is always a crapshoot. Obviously, most of your first-round picks, usually 9 times out of 10, or not 9 times out of 10, but most first-round picks are not necessarily going to end up being superstars. Like, obviously, you got to look at your Jamarcus Russells, your Tim Couches, your Ryan Leafs, your Johnny Manziels, your Josh Rosens. Like, just because you're drafted in the first round doesn't mean you're going to be anything. Obviously, like the folklore of every NFL team or any NFL player or any NFL fan, obviously, when you talk about the later rounds, you got to talk about, your Tom Brady, your fucking, your stud players that you draft in the later rounds. Which QB would you have liked them to draft besides Shedeur? Obviously, I'm not going to count Cam Ward either because we all knew Cam Ward was going to go to Tennessee. I mean, if they were to draft, I wouldn't say a second round pick like we spent on Shuck, but if they got him in like the fourth or the fifth round, I would have said like Kyle McCord or Jalen Milroe. Kyle McCord out of Syracuse or Jalen Milroe out of Alabama. Obviously, McCord went to Philadelphia and Milroe went to Seattle. But other than that, I don't know. Like I said, this QB draft class was also kind of a crapshoot to begin with. I mean, we'll see how Cam Ward develops in Tennessee, how Shador or Dylan Gabriel develops in Cleveland, depending on who they end up starting first between the two of them. I do believe that Joe Flacco will ultimately end up being the Week 1 starter for Cleveland. Yeah, I was thinking either Milroe or Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, like I said, they're both good athletes and everything, and I think Milroe has a better upside than Dylan Gabriel did, but time will tell. Obviously, it all depends on coaching and development and a bunch of stuff that I don't really know too much about doing because I'm just a fan. I am not a coach. I can just sit here and talk about my opinion on how I feel. But back to Tyler Shuck real quick. They draft him with the 40th overall pick. I believe personally now at this point, you saw what you had in Rattler last year. You've seen 2 years of Jake Haener, what he's done in camp. I think you just say screw it, and Week 1 against Arizona, you start Tyler Shuck. You make Tyler Shuck the Week 1 starter for the Saints. Because at this rate, you either see what you had, because you're not going to draft him at this point. You're not going to have Carr retire, draft a quarterback in the second round to ultimately start someone else. Like at this point, you see what you have in Shuck. If Shuck doesn't pan out, then you know you made a mistake and you move on from it. But if we suck so much that we end up not, I don't see us. I've seen the schedule and we'll go over it here in a little bit, but I don't see us winning maybe 3, maybe 4 games, tops. And I hate to say that. And unless Tyler Shuck shows me something else, I could see the Saints ending up with the first overall pick next year. Which, if that does happen, and Arch Manning does come out into the draft next year, then obviously I think the Saints should draft Arch Manning. We have an easy schedule. Look, oh no, I've seen we have one of the easiest strengths of schedule. But you also have to remember when it comes to strength of schedule too, you have to also remember you play 3 opponents twice, and two of them are, Atlanta and Carolina, who both ended with losing records. So that also does play into the factor of what your strength of schedule is. Don't worry, I've seen the schedule. And I just don't believe what we have right now is a quality team. Obviously, we don't have what you're looking for in a superstar quarterback, at least not that we know of yet. You have a lot of aging vets. You have Chris Olave coming off another season-ending concussion, which was his 6th concussion in 5 years. Rashid Shaheed's coming off a torn meniscus. You're bringing in an aging Brandon Cooks at wide receiver. And then the rest of the receiving room for the Saints, like, I was looking at it. I mean, you're talking like Dante Pettis, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Moochie Dixon, Kevin Austin Jr., Bub Means, guys like that. Like, if Olave and Rashid Shaheed get hurt, like, you're down to an aging Brandon Cooks again, which, like, don't get me wrong. It's like when we brought back Jimmy Graham. And yes, the nostalgia will feel nice. Seeing Brandon Cooks back in the dome will feel fun. It'll be nice. But at the end of the day, it's, what are you really going to do for me out on the field? Like, bringing back Jimmy Graham, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed seeing Jimmy Graham back with the Saints. But at the end of the day, he didn't really do much. He wasn't a big factor. He was a factor in the red zone for, I think he caught like 4 touchdowns in 2023. But he wasn't going to be a 1,000-yard receiver like he was when Breeze was there, when he was there early on in his career. We need a good QB and wide receiver duo. We need a lot. We need a lot, Olave. We need a lot. But But yeah, you're talking aging vets. Like, they restructured Cam Jordan. They restructured Tyrann Mathieu. They restructured Demario Davis again. They signed Chase Young to a 3-year, $54 million deal, or 3-year, $51 million deal, my bad. You're paying him $17 million a year for a guy that has not even hit double-digit sacks in any one of the seasons he's been in the league. You brought in Justin Reed, which I actually enjoyed that pickup from KC. Like, bringing in Justin Reed was good for the Saints. But at the end of the day, this team is this roster is pretty ass. Like it's gonna be a long season ahead of us. I can guarantee that. And if it wasn't for Derek Carr retiring, I wouldn't have as much optimism as I do going forward for the Saints in the future. Obviously, with Carr retiring, it does free up some of the cap space issues. And unless Mickey Loomis just does some other fucking boneheaded decision like he did with signing Derek Carr in the first place, we should start seeing some improvements with the roster and improvements with the team. We might actually be able to spend money in free agency going into the next, 2-3 years from now. Right now, we're not in a good space. We're in one of the worst divisions in football, but also can't seem to not be in last place. We're bad. We're really bad right now. And now with Bryce Young looking like he's developing in Carolina, obviously that was just the end of the season, and you kind of evaluated him kind of on a curve at that point, because it's just like, okay, he was pretty ass to start his career, and now he's playing some pretty decent football. So when you're evaluating a quarterback like Bryce Young, you're doing it on a curve, because you're just like, well, this is where he started. He was pretty ass, and towards the end of the season, he was doing really, really well. At this point, go 0-17 for the pick. Go 0-17 for the history. Would be the first 0-17 team. Be the first one. There's 2 0-16 teams. Don't have an 0-17 team yet. We could be the first. That's when we'd really be bringing back the Aints. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, when it comes to the draft, I think we drafted pretty decently overall. We got one of my favorite picks that we got in the draft, outside of Calvin Banks, which, I mean, you're gonna like your first round pick more or less for the most part. We needed help at the offensive line with Ramczyk retiring, and just Trevor Penning sucks. Trevor Penning fucking sucks. Get the guy off the fucking field. He's the literal definition of a fucking holding call. He's the living embodiment of a fucking holding call. Was Devin Bush out of Kansas. Now, obviously, with Kamara, going into his 30s now, he's going to probably end up starting to slow down. I mean, obviously, over the last couple years, Kamara's been dealing with a lot of injuries. Hasn't seen the field as much as he did in his first few years in New Orleans. But I feel like bringing in Devin Bush from the draft is going to start helping us in the run game. Obviously, what I read was, I believe they said he was the first running back in Kansas history to post 3 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons. And I'm not sure how the weather is for you down there, Olave, right now, but goddamn, it's getting warm up here in New York. If we could get one good draft pick to carry the team, whatever the position may be. Quarterback. Because we live in a day and age right now, if you don't have a good quality quarterback, your team is not going to be good. We're so far past the day and age of your defense winning you championships. Like, this isn't Baltimore with Trent Dilfer. Like, you're not going to win championships based off your defense there. Feels good here. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like warm weather. Like, I like spring weather. I like 65, nice little breeze. But when it comes to, like, getting into the 70s and 80s and just muggy weather, yeah, count me out. I'm not a fan. But But yeah, we obviously have a few things to look into, so let us pop this down. And I'm going to try to go back and forth looking at the camera and looking at you guys. And I'm going to pop this up. Shit. Bring this over here so I can at least still... I love warm weather, like 70, 75 for for going in the pool. I'm not a fan. I don't go swimming too much. I don't like warm weather. I'm not a warm weather person. I like decent 60, 65. I figured first we'll look at the week 1 schedule overall for the NFL, and then we'll go game by game for the New Orleans Saints, and I'll sit here and we'll try to predict CJ Stroud's career. I mean, we're now in the day and age where, I mean, Brock Purdy just got a 5-year, $265 million deal yesterday, so we're living in the day and age of you're paying quarterbacks $50 to $60 million a year now. Like that. And to predict CJ Stroud's career, I mean, if they can get an offensive line around him, I mean, I think he can be an elite quarterback. But, all right. Obviously, so they announced Thursday. Well, obviously they announced the whole schedule on Wednesday, but before then they announced that the opening game of the NFL season will be Dallas at Philadelphia, which to me is kind of funny because the Cowboys are going to watch the Eagles raise their Super Bowl banner, which is, to me, quite hilarious. But I see Philadelphia taking that game week 1. And then we got Kansas City at the Chargers, which this will take place in Brazil. This one will be free to stream on YouTube. I don't know what YouTube's rules is going to be about streaming that game in general. Like if I can show the footage and just do like a watch along with you guys, I would definitely do that when the NFL season rolls around. But we'll find that out eventually. But that will be streaming free on YouTube, which is, I hope we can. That'd be a lot of fun. I would enjoy that. And then obviously we get into the Sunday slate of games. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I'd take Tampa Bay in that one. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I predict Joe Flacco being week 1 starter for the Browns. I'll take Cincinnati in that one for right now. Obviously, I do believe the Bengals every year because usually I'm watching the game and your stream. Well, like I said, when we get back into the NFL season, it'll be a lot easier for me to be able to stream and just have something, having a concrete plan of what to do and what I want to stream. Obviously, I'll be doing the Saints games, and I'll try to do a couple primetime games here and there, as well. Kind of have some fun with it. But as I was saying, the Bengals. Take the Bengals right now, but they have been known for the last couple of years to start off very slow. Dolphins at the Colts. Obviously, they have their own QB battle there right now in Indianapolis between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. I don't know. I still think Anthony Richardson... They'll still make Anthony Richardson the starter, but put him on a short leash for now. I do see Miami taking that one, though. Raiders at the Patriots. I do like the new-look Patriots right now, and if Stephon Diggs can get out on the field somewhere to start the season, then I could see them doing pretty good in the division as well. But right now, I'll take the Patriots for right now. Arizona at New Orleans. This is, I don't know. If you wanted to ask me what the most boring game of the week is going to be out of this whole slate of games, like, I'm not just talking about, like, on the field, but I'm talking, like, storylines, like, all of this, like, storylines, game quality, like, general hype for the game. this is the game where I'd say this is probably going to be the most fucking boring game out of all of them. Like, this game is so, like, normally NFC teams are all on Fox and AFC teams are all on CBS for the most part, outside of, like, a couple outliers, or if, like, a AFC team's traveling to an NFC team, but this game is so bad, I can, like, not only is it on CBS, but I can see it being Adam Archuleta and Ian Eagle doing the play-by-play for this game, and if that is the case, I'm muting my TV, and I'm not going to listen to a lick of any announcing from that game, because I cannot stand Ian Eagle or Adam Archuleta. Steelers at the Jets. Obviously, Jets now Jets bringing in Justin Fields to be their starter. Steelers still having a dilemma at what they're going to do at quarterback. Are they going to bring in Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to start one of the three guys they have there? Right now, obviously, they have Will Howard, Skylar Thompson, and they brought back Mason Rudolph. As of right now, I do believe Mason Rudolph, what you think going to be the best game this year? Oof. Best game this year? I'm going to go straight to the Bills right now because I feel like any game the Bills are in is usually going to end up being it. I'm going to say Bills and Bengals in December might be might be the game I'm looking forward to the most. If not that, Detroit had one I really liked. I think it was Chiefs and Lions. That one I could also say I'd look forward to a lot too. If it's near the end of the season, Bengals, it'll be good. Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, Pittsburgh obviously right now, like there's questions if they'll bring in Aaron Rodgers. Will they bring in Aaron Rodgers? We don't know. As of right now, I don't think they'll bring in Aaron Rodgers. I think they will go into the season starting Mason Rudolph. And if Joe doesn't get hurt, yeah. That is also another big key factor, is just making sure Joe Burrow doesn't end up hurt. For sure. But yeah, as of right now, I think the Steelers will take that game week 1 against the Jets. I don't trust Justin Fields, and I just trust the Steelers defense a little bit more and their offense. Definitely more than the Jets as of right now. Bringing in DK Metcalf was a good signing for him. Well, not signing, but trade for him. Obviously, they had to get rid of George Pickens. Just they're really good at drafting these quarterbacks that are just fucking drama queens there in Pittsburgh. Steelers against their old QB, yeah. Yeah, QB that started, 4 or 5 games, I think, for him. And then Carolina at Jacksonville. I don't know how Trevor Lawrence is going to come back playing this year. But I'll give this game to Carolina. I like the development Bryce Young made at the end of the season, and I do think Dave Canales can turn that team around. Time will tell on that, though. Tennessee at Denver. I'll take Denver all the way in this one. Obviously, I'm being a little biased because of Sean Payton. But Bo Nix looked really good at the end of the season last year. Defense, they bolstered the defense. They brought in shit. Just don't want to tell how much research I did. I'm going to feel like an idiot after I look this up. Oh, wait, no, this is just going to show me who their free agents were. What was his fucking name? Oh, they brought in Evan Ingram, which was good for him. Dre Greenlaw, thank you. Oh, and Talanoa Hufanga was also another big pickup for him. And bringing back Jarrett Stidham, I guess. I don't necessarily care. But yeah. What's your favorite Saints pick besides first round? Devin Neal out of Kansas, the running back, was my favorite pick. And depending on how Shuck does, I might actually pre-order myself a Tyler Shuck jersey too. I mean, I pre-ordered this Rattler jersey last year, and NFL Shop fucked this up because it was supposed to be a home jersey, not an away one. This year I'm going to definitely make sure I get a home jersey. But yeah, I'll take Denver in that game. San Francisco at Seattle. Obviously, Seattle bringing in Sam Darnold as their quarterback on a 3-year, I think it was $101 or $105 million deal. I'm going to take San Francisco in this one. I feel like injuries definitely plagued them a lot last year, and I feel like if they come back healthy this year, obviously they lost a lot of key pieces in free agency. But I have good faith in San Francisco in this one, so I'll take San Fran in that one. Detroit at Green Bay. I'm going to take Detroit in this one. Nothing against Green Bay. Everything against Green Bay. I don't like Green Bay. I'm gonna pick Detroit. Houston at Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams in this one. As of right now, I don't know what Houston's offensive line is gonna look like. Because it was awful last year. And on top of that, I've seen the Rams defense last year. Jared Verse was definitely one of the better draft picks that they had. And I see them dominating the Texans in that one. Nothing against Green Bay. Actually, everything. Pretty much. And then on Sunday Night Football, we got Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo opening up at home on Sunday night. I don't think Baltimore gets the revenge in this one. I will still take Buffalo in this one. Even though I do believe it's going to be a close one, I will take Buffalo. And then to round out week 1, we got Minnesota at Chicago to open up Monday Night Football. Chicago won the free agency, or the offseason championship again. But at the end of the day, it's still Chicago. Until they prove me otherwise, I've drank this Kool-Aid way too many times over the last few years. And Kevin O'Connell is definitely a well-respected and definitely has shown what he can do as a head coach. You saw what he did last year with Sam Darnold. We'll see what he can do this year with J.J. McCarthy if he comes back healthy to start week 1. But I'll take Minnesota in that one. Yeah, and that will round us out for our week 1 predictions, which I'm sure once we get closer to the beginning of the start of next season, or the beginning of the start of regular season coming up, we'll come back to this. We'll rewatch this little snippet and then make our final predictions. But those will be my predictions as of right now for week 1. But now here comes the fun part. Predicting the New Orleans Saints record. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be fun. So, let me open up the notes app on my phone so I can keep track of record as I'm going down the list. I already said what I said. I think they'll start the season 1-0 against Arizona. Obviously, I could be wrong. But I don't know. Opening up at home, week 1. I can see it going either way. Just for the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to give the Saints week 1 win. Week 2, also at home. This one being against San Francisco. It's going to be hard to... Obviously, we can't really analyze... we can't really put too much analysis into these predictions as of right now. We haven't seen what these teams are going to look like quite yet. Obviously, it's going to be a whole new look Saints. Obviously, bringing in Kellen Moore as their head coach. Bringing in Tyler Shuck. Derek Carr retiring. Not sure the status of Rashid Shaheed to start week 1 or anybody, because the Saints are so full of injuries. But I'd give the benefit of the doubt to San Francisco, go 1-1. And then the Saints are on the road for 2 straight games, at Seattle and at Buffalo. I'm going to chalk that up for 2 losses on the road. That'll put us at 1-3 to start the first 4 weeks of the season. I don't know, trying to do those West Coast travels and then right back to East Coast. Obviously, that can take a toll on the brain, and it can take a toll on your body as well. And obviously, you're just talking about 2 really, really good teams. Seattle being a 10-win team, and obviously Buffalo being a playoff team last year. I do appreciate, though, that the Saints game against the Bills is not only is it in Buffalo, but it's week 4, so it'll still be decently warm weather for the Saints in Buffalo. 1 second. That game, I can tell you guys right now, I will not be streaming the Saints at Bills game because I do plan on attending that one in person. I'm keeping my eye on ticket prices right now. Yeah, I know. I'm excited. This will be the second Saints game I've ever attended. First one being back in 2021, Saints at Bucks, Sunday Night Football. I watched Taysom Hill start that game for the Saints. It was Hill against Brady. I mean, Hill just didn't fuck up as much as Tom did, so Saints ended up winning that one 9-0. It was a pretty sloppy game overall to watch, but win's a win. But yeah, I will be attending Saints at Bills, so I'll give forewarning now. I will not be streaming that one. I might do like a little pre-game live stream, like before, like if I go to like a tailgate or something, just to have a little bit of fun. Being amongst the Bills fans, wearing my Saints gear, but I would just plan on not streaming that day. And then week 5 versus the Giants at home. I'm gonna see you on TV. I don't know if you'll see me on TV. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be sitting that close. I mean, I don't know. Let's go to SeatGeek real quick. Buffalo Bills. New Orleans Saints at Buffalo Bills. I don't know. Let's say 2 tickets just for the sake of it. I mean, realistically, I'd want to sit somewhere over here behind the visitors bench, be close to the Saints. But yeah, look at these ticket prices. $420, $470, $482, $509, $521, $575, $458, $597, $759, $1,146. Yeah. Like, going to Buffalo is not going to be cheap. I mean, yes, could I get some, like, end zone seats, maybe? I could. I mean, obviously, I could also, like, go up into the nosebleeds and pay, like, $249. But I've been to, like, Bills games for, like, preseason and everything, and, like, I'll sit up in the nosebleeds for a preseason game. But, like, if I wanted to attend a Saints game in person, like, it's going to be the only game I go to this year, so, like, I don't mind splurging a little bit of money to get, like, good seats. But, yeah, like, you're talking $420. You're talking $1,299, which no one's going to buy that. I'm not buying that. I'm definitely not buying anything over... I'd say I'd probably cap... For, like, 2 tickets, I'd probably cap it at, like, $800 for 2 tickets. Like, $400 and something a piece. but like I'm not paying $750 for one ticket. Like I'd pay $395 for 2 tickets maybe. Yeah, so it's gonna be like $394.22. So yeah, about $395 a ticket. Which I also like that they show you the view. So like this is what I would see, and this is how close I'd be to the field. So like the Saints would be over here, field's right here, obviously. But yeah, we'll see when the game gets closer to. I don't think I'm gonna buy the tickets like before the season starts. I might wait until the season starts and then go from there, because more people will be more inclined to sell their tickets. And if the Saints start doing really bad, like I don't know if Bills fans are really gonna. That's a good. Yeah, it is a good view, and that you're paying the price for a good view. I don't know how much Bills fans are really gonna want to go watch a blowout, but I don't know. We'll find out once we get closer. How much was it for that view right there? $395 per ticket, so about $800 a piece. About $790, which still a lot of money. That's your cap, so that's perfect. Yeah, but like I said, I'm probably gonna wait till we get closer to the season, or even into the season, before I look at buying tickets, just because you can probably get a better deal. Obviously, right now, these ticket prices are based off of, it being start before the season. Obviously, people can get hurt, which would make people less inclined. Like, God forbid he doesn't get hurt, but like say like Josh Allen were to get hurt, like those ticket prices would probably plummet. Anywho, back into predicting week 5 against the Giants. That's another one of those toss-up games for me. Obviously we don't know. Obviously Russell Wilson as of right now is the starter for the Giants. If he doesn't do good, then maybe Jameis Winston. Or we could see some type of form of Jackson Dart being in there. But as of right now, I'll say as Russell Wilson as the starter. I am going to give this one to the Saints. Putting them at 2-3. And then we kind of get into a long stretch of games. So I'm going to say it right now. The Patriots game. At home against the Patriots, loss. At home against the Bears. Or at the Bears, I'm going to give us a loss. At home against Tampa, loss. At Los Angeles, loss. At Carolina, maybe a win. But let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in a row. Putting us at 2-7. At Carolina, honestly, I'm sorry. Make that 8 losses. Putting us at 2-8. That'll put us at our bye week. And then coming out of the bye week, we're at home against Atlanta. You know who else saw something big 4 times in a row? The Bills. Yeah, at least we won a Super Bowl. At home against Atlanta. That'll be hate week. And that'll be us at home in the Dome. And just out of spite, I will at least give the Saints this one, putting them at 3-8. Then at Miami, at Tampa, 2 losses right there. Putting us at 3-10. At home against Carolina, 3-11. At home against the Jets, 4-11. And then at Tennessee, at Atlanta, yeah, that's 2 more losses. I'm sorry. I see us maybe, just maybe, getting like 6 wins. Right now, as we stand right now, in May 17th of 2025, I will predict the Saints to go 4-13. Their wins being against the Arizona Cardinals, the New York Giants, the home game against the Falcons, and the home game against the Jets. If I could sprinkle in 2 other teams that we could possibly beat in there, maybe one of the Carolina games, and maybe the game against the Tennessee Titans. But as of right now, I don't see this being more than. I'll say the floor for me right now with the Saints is 4 wins, and if I had to pick a ceiling, 6, maybe 7 wins, but I don't see them getting more than that. And 7's being very, very generous too. It is going to be a very, very long season. That I can say for certain. But we'll just ride it out, hope for the best. Maybe Tyler Shuck can sew it. So, maybe Tyler Shuck can show it. Maybe Tyler Shuck can show us something. There we go. Got that sentence out. And we hold on to him for another year and make him our starter next year. Or he sucks so bad that we get the first overall pick and we draft Arch Manning. But time will tell on that. And speaking of Shuck, like I said, backup injury. This is like the one full season the man was able to start, was this past season in Louisville. He was 244 of 389 with a 62.7 completion percentage for 3,195 yards, 8.2 average yards per pass with 23 touchdowns, 6 picks, 86 his longest pass was for 86 yards and only took 14 sacks. And on top of that, also had 42 carries for 19 yards. A lot of those were probably kneel downs, and 1 touchdown. You can't talk. No, I can't. No, I've never completed a single collegiate career of football in my life. But yeah, here was his 2024 season. What was their record? Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Oh, wait. No, I'm going backwards. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Put a bet on the Saints getting more than 5 wins. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. FanDuel. Let's see what FanDuel has the Saints at. NFL. I thought I heard someone say they have it. They have that. Let me check it out. Conferences, divisions, future specials, win totals. Okay. So over 3.5 wins is a minus 330 odds, which is going to probably be juiced. Under 3.5 wins is plus 270. Over 5.5 wins is a plus 105. Under 5.5 wins is minus 125. And over 7.5 wins is plus 310. So, So over 5.5 wins. If I were to put $10 down, I'd win $10.50 back. Yeah, I might put a little bet down on win totals for them, but I don't know. Predicting wins like that is sometimes can be annoying. Oh, I can do a parlay on that too. So let's do Saints over 5.5 and Giants over 5.5 for a plus 368 odds. Put $100 down to win three. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Do over 5.5. Yeah, like I said, that's plus 105. So if I put like $100 down, I'd win 105. I don't know. I'll think about it. Guess what? Oh boy. I know it's coming. Chicken butt. Yep. Can't have a stream. I mean, we're 55 minutes into the stream, but yes. You still got it in there at least. Oh, how are my Diamondbacks doing? Yikes, they're tied with the Rockies 6-6, and it's only the middle of the third. Jesus Christ. I couldn't go out first stream without it. Yeah, that's for damn sure. But all right. So we'll hang out for about 5-10 more minutes, and then I will call it a stream. Like I said, I'm still dealing with some of my own personal issues, so I don't want to just jump. I don't want to jump headfirst back into this all at once and and use up all my energy and all my bandwidth for this right now. Obviously, I still wanted to come back. Explain. You should end the stream by predicting the Chiefs' schedule. I don't wanna. Sure. Kansas City. Real quick though. The fuck is this? For who? Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, well. I'm not joining that. Just real quick, obviously I want to say the state of the channel. I do plan on streaming again. I don't know about you are so unbelievably still. I wasn't trying to be. It's crazy how still you were. Oh, okay, sorry. I was trying to figure something out on my phone real quick, and I got lost in that for a second. So sorry about that. Do want to state real quick. I do plan on coming back to streaming. I am gonna try out a couple different things as well. I literally thought the stream crashed. That's really funny. Number one. I do plan on streaming again. It is going to be more on a weekend, and if I am mentally up for it, obviously I will keep you guys in the loop. Secondly, I do want to try a couple different things when it comes to my streams as well. One might be incorporating. Oh, sounds good. Whatever you want to stream and whenever. Well, I appreciate that, Alave. I do want to try doing a multi-stream, which is what I might do for my next stream. I might do a YouTube and Twitch live stream all at once, which might involve me switching from OBS, which is what I planned on doing to begin with anyways, and moving over to StreamYard, I think is what it's called. So I'd be doing... I'd live stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So hopefully, then I could probably try to bring in more viewers from not only my YouTube subscribers, but from my Twitch followers as well. And some people prefer Twitch over YouTube and vice versa. So I could try to bring in a collective group of people, and I could, broaden how many people I can get out to. Did you used to do both streams? I used to switch between doing like a stream on YouTube and a stream on Twitch. And I also tried streaming on Twitch exclusively while posting videos to YouTube. Obviously, right now it is kind of hard for me to just do just YouTube videos and streaming on Twitch. This is kind of one of those niches where it's like it's easier to do this on YouTube than it is on Twitch. A lot of people aren't really on Twitch for like just chatting or just talking like we have been doing. So I'm thinking about doing it on Twitch as well, just to see if I can get a few more viewers. And on top of that too, if I'm streaming streaming Pokemon, or if I'm streaming Madden, or there's a couple other games I've been wanting to incorporate into streams as well, while just talking about football. Even though we had no plan, it was still fun. Remember the raid? Oh, yes. The raid was so much fun. Yes, I remember the raid. I still go back and watch that video every now and then. That was a really good one. But yeah. So I'm hoping I'm gonna probably look into StreamYard sometime tomorrow, and then hopefully by next Friday I'll be back up in. Dude, I forgot. I don't know if you know, but yep, I did see about that. That was a very unfortunate story to read about, and I deal with a lot of issues. That's sad for the man, and also sad for the family and friends around him as well. Those are very, very hard situations to deal with. And yeah, you definitely feel for the family. I definitely get that those type of feelings as well. I deal with a lot of issues of my own. I won't delve into those right now, but I definitely know the feeling. But yeah, so I'm hoping to eventually get back into streaming on a more frequent basis like I used to. And the more I get back into it, into the flow of everything, I think dude, if you're at the worst, you're probably about to be at the top. I hope so. And like I said, I was dealing with a lot, like I said, just stupid, relationships are a waste of time, I swear. I'm kidding. Obviously, if you can find someone that makes you happy, and I was in a situation where I thought things were going well, and then they didn't, and then we ended up breaking up. It is what it is. Shit happens. Whatever. We're talking about football now. I'm no Einstein, but just stay good, bro. I appreciate that, Olave. But yeah, as I plan on streaming a lot more and getting more into a frequent basis of doing this, I'm hoping that you're good and funny. She's just not the right one. I appreciate that too. So football, yes. I'm hoping the more frequently I start streaming, or not more frequently, but the more I get back into the groove of it, and I feel like I'm going to start getting back into enjoying it a lot more. I just got to make sure I don't delve into the side of streaming where I feel like I have to stream, or I feel like it's like a chore to stream or upload videos and stuff like that. So I'm going to take this slow. I at least plan on trying to stream at least once a week, whether it be in just a sit down and chat session like this. That's the right mindset. Yes, absolutely. Whether it's just a sit down and chat session like this, playing some video games. I've been, like I said, there's a few video games that I've either been trying to get back into or some new ones that have come out that I want to try out. So we might do that in the next stream, and that might be when I try to do the live stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So we will give that a shot at least. I'm like looking up at my PlayStation camera like it's recording me. Camera's right in front of me. So definitely give that a shot. But yeah, so I'm hoping we'll try to spring for at least Saturdays, either in the morning or at nighttime. The raid was so unexpected. Absolutely, that was definitely, that's probably my favorite stream that I've ever done, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, or anything like this. That was definitely my favorite stream. But yeah, so we'll try to spring for Saturdays, either in the morning or in the nighttime, just depending on what my plans are throughout the day or, what's going on. But yes, to finish out this stream, per Olave's request, we will predict the Kansas City Chiefs 2025 schedule. So like I already said, I feel like they are going to beat the Chargers week 1 in Brazil, so that puts them at 1-0. Week 2 at home against Philadelphia. I'm going to chalk it up for a Philly win there, putting them at 1-1 at the Giants. No words need to be said. Don't know why this game is on Sunday Night Football, but I'll put them at 2-1. At home against the Ravens, I'm going to give this one to the Ravens, putting them at 2-2. At the Jaguars, at the Jags, I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs, put them at 3-2. At home against the Lions, 3-3. Versus the Raiders, put them at 4-3. At home against the Commanders on a Monday Night Football game. You know what? Screw it. I'm putting them at 4-4. At the Bills, 4-5. Bills always got their number in the regular season. At the Broncos, screw it. 4-6. Give the Broncos the win. At home against the Colts, I'll give the Chiefs back their win, putting them at 5-6. At the Cowboys, put them at 6-6. Versus the Texans and against the Chargers, 7-6. At the Titans, at home against the Broncos, at the Raiders. Yeah, I'm putting them at 11-6. I think Chiefs might go like 11-6. If the refs could stop cheating, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give them an 11-6 record. I see them at worst, with 10 wins, going 10-7. But it is the Chiefs still. It is still Andy Reid. It's still Patrick Mahomes. So you don't know necessarily how things are going to turn out. But obviously they had a lot of wins last year that were either very, very close or very, very questionable. But I'll give them 11 wins. And I'll probably still end up giving them the AFC West. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, at worst, I had them in the middle of the season at a 4-6 record, so they'll probably rattle off a few wins at the end of the season. Says there's someone else in the stream. What's up? there is anybody else in stream, welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, this is going to be where I call it for tonight. Oh, look at that. That's my Twitch activity feed. Weird. But yes, this is where we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I appreciate everybody who came in and hung out in the stream, whether you chatted or whether you just sat there and watched. I appreciate you guys coming back. Obviously, I've been on a little bit of a hiatus myself, been very, very quiet. I hope we all were able to have a little bit of fun tonight, you know, resolve a few of the issues of what I've been dealing with and just hang out and have fun. I definitely enjoyed this and definitely needed this. But as always, guys, I'm Mr. Saint 12 and 5. This is the 30 and 30 Club, and I will see you guys in the next stream. Have a good night, everybody.